We all know the feeling of frustration when we're stuck in traffic, but sometimes that frustration can lead to some pretty stupid road rage fights. Hey everyone, welcome back to Top 10 Binge. Road rage moments can get pretty heated, but in this video, we're going to be looking at some of the most ridiculous road rage fights that have ever happened. So get ready to laugh out loud at these 5 most stupid road rage fights ever. But before we begin, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to never miss any updates on such interesting videos. Number 5. The road rage story of Donald R. Bell. On May 6, 2001, Timothy Mann, his wife Nancy, and their son Michael were enjoying a special brunch to celebrate Nancy's birthday. Little did they know that later that same day, Timothy Mann would be killed in a senseless act of road rage. Donald R. Bell was the driver of the red pickup truck that had cut them off. Infuriated, Mann exited his vehicle to confront Bell, and unfortunately, the confrontation quickly escalated. What was intended to be a verbal altercation ended with Bell pulling out a gun and shooting Mann at point-blank range. What happened next is unfathomable. Bell was arrested and charged with manslaughter, but instead of facing the consequences of his actions, Bell chose to take matters into his own hands. 2 weeks later, Bell returned to the scene of the shooting, parked his truck at the pile of rocks that marked the spot where he shot Mann, and called 911. He then took his own life with a single gunshot to the head. Number 4. Who's the actual road rage perpetrator? In this scenario, the police department was called at the same moment by both victims of the road rage call. One declared that the other motorist committed the crime. The man and woman operating the van full of children claimed that the angry driver next to them attempted to strike them. The man and the woman, according to the other driver, were attempting to hit him. Both drivers are instructed by the police to meet in a parking lot of a shopping center because things just got worse there. All the drivers were out of their vehicles and engaged in a heated argument when the cops arrived. Later it was found that the man and woman driving the van full of children were the actual culprits. Honestly, it's the kids in the van who were the true victims in this situation, as they were left vulnerable and scared due to the recklessness of the adults they should have been able to trust. Number 3. Is sharing always caring? Okay, so technically, motorists and bicycles must share the road, and as adults, we shouldn't have any trouble doing so, right? Teaching others to share was like teaching them to walk on the first day of kindergarten. Most of us have learned the art of sharing by the time we are 5 or 6 years old. But what happened to the children who weren't able to share effectively? They all grew up to be grown-ups, but they still don't know how to share, and occasionally they cross paths on the road with one of them carrying a GoPro to record the entire encounter. It's unclear whether the rider rode too close to the edge or whether the car was at fault in this situation. In either case, the rider and the driver of the car collide. After hitting the rider, the driver gets out of his car, and they start pushing each other. But before it could get any worse, impatient drivers behind them begin to beep their horns, warning them about the inconvenience. Number 2. Suleiman al Assad's horrifying road rage incident. On August 6, 2015, Suleiman al Assad, the son of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's cousin, drove into a heated altercation with his fellow motorist, Senior Air Force Colonel Hassan al-Sheikh. In a fit of rage, Suleiman opened fire with an AK-47, fatally shooting al-Sheikh. This shocking incident, which occurred in the normally quiet Alawite community of Latakia, sent shockwaves through the Syrian people, who, due to long-standing sectarian tensions, had grown accustomed to the impunity of the ruling regime. As per a report, Suleiman was arrested on August 10 and transferred to the relevant parties. However, despite the public outcry for justice, the Syrian state media refuses to report on the murder or the arrest of Suleiman. Number 1. Road rage with a taste of karma. Driving on the road can be an intimidating experience, especially with the prevalence of road rage. In this case, a reckless driver chooses to use the parking lane as a regular lane to overtake other drivers. This action endangers the safety of other drivers, as the driver nearly causes an accident in the process of trying to return to the driving lanes. In addition to putting the lives of other drivers at risk, the driver also demonstrates a complete disregard for the law. He continues to drive recklessly and dangerously, even after nearly causing an accident. In doing so, he puts himself and other drivers in potential danger and is sure to make the other drivers angry in the process. Fortunately, the driver gets what he deserves when he stops at the traffic light in front of a police officer. The officer had witnessed the whole incident and pulled the driver over with an appropriate punishment. Isn't that quite a happy road rage ending? What do you think? Let us know below. Well, we've seen how incredibly foolish and dangerous road rage can be. But hopefully, after taking a look at these 5 most stupid road rage fights, you'll think twice before you ever consider getting into one. Remember, don't let your anger control your actions. Until next time, stay safe out there on the roads.